Hey y'all, what's up? So I have always been Android girly. I've always had a Samsung or a LG if I couldn't find a Samsung I liked. But I'm mostly a Samsung girly. And I switched to iPhone about a month and a half ago because my son wanted one and I wanted to keep track of him even though there are apps out there. So I was like, let me give it a try. This is what I observed in a month. Someone asked me on Kiki Palmer's page, what was my reasoning for switching back? Because she had put on her phone one of her posts about a Google phone. And I was like, I hate iPhones. I said, and I'm switching back. I said, I'm switching back to my Samsung. So here's some reasons. It's a lot, okay? Now, I will give it to iPhone that they have AirDrop, they have iMessages. So if you don't pay your bill or whatever, messages can still go through. And they have Apple Music. But outside of that, the storage price is the same. They have FaceTime, we have Google Meets. They have a thing where you could try to locate someone or your children. You have Find My Phone on Google. And then there are, you can connect your phone with your families, as well as there are apps that both iPhone and Google users can use in Apple, in the app stores, where you can, if whether you have an iPhone or Android, they can use both. So that I don't look at as like, those are the only pros for me for iPhone. So I used to work for AT&T and a lot of customer service for technical support for their phones. Most of the people were iPhone users, and they told us a little bit of history of for iPhones before we started. We had to do like a 2-week thing in history. The first thing they told us was iPhone was initially made for senior citizens, and because it's a simplified phone. It doesn't have everything that Androids have. I'm throwing kids in there too because now certain kids need this type of phone because it's simplified. But my son had a Samsung before this, and then with the iPhone. The only reason why he really liked iPhone because all his friends he could FaceTime them. But outside of that, he worked as Android just fine. So it's basically seniors, and low key, half the seniors still don't know how to work the phone. Okay. So, and then we also learned that Samsung makes iPhone parts. So for me, I'm like, why would I go to something that's second rate when Samsung I know is going to keep the best stuff for themselves? You know what I'm saying? That's like you saying Lexus makes Toyota parts, which probably is true because I think that's true, or it might be like the same company or something, same manufacturer. But why would I go for the secondary brand now, unless I couldn't afford it? If I can get the primary brand, which is probably better. That's how I look at that. That's how I look at Samsung phones. Like, why would I get an iPhone if I can get the Samsung? Then, if you get the latest Samsung to the latest iPhone, the picture is better. The quality of the picture is better. All of the things of that, because people always try to say, "Well, our camera's better." No, it's not. No, it's not. And I know that to be true because our church has an annual picnic. We have an annual kickball game, and our pastor took a picture of the group in the iPhone. Sorry, my phone, my glasses are glaring. And he was like, the picture is not clear enough or big enough. He couldn't do the panoramic thing. So he switched to someone's Samsung, and then he was like, whoa, your picture's really clear. He was like, what kind of phone you got? And she was like, a Samsung. And I was like, at the time when the 22 came out. So I'm like, y'all always try to say the picture is better. It's really not, okay? It's really not, okay? Then it's a lot, so I had to write it down. With that, when you send text messages on a iPhone, that's all you can do. So I had was going to send a text message, had copied it so I could copy and paste it, and realized that there was no copy paste icon on the keyboard for iPhone. With Google, they have that embedded in the keyboard. So I was sending a message, and then I was like, okay, I had to go do something else. I don't want to forget what I said, so let me copy and paste it. Even though I could have left it there, but I don't like leaving it there in case I hit send on accident, and that's a me error. But I was like, okay, I had Googled, like, can you do that on iPhone? It was like, no, you had to download the Notes app, which comes on my phone, and then paste it to there, and then go back and forth between the two apps to do so. And I hated that. And then I was like, because it's a simplified Android. So, of course, people probably like, I don't know where that copy paste icon is, but I know where my Notes icon is. And if that works for you, that works for you. But I don't want to have to keep opening different apps to do something that I could do all on one app. It's already embedded in the phone. Okay. Another thing is, you don't have to, hold on, sorry. Because I'm going out of order here. Also with the camera, on the Samsung camera, like I'm recording right now on my iPhone, but I'm switching next week. So on my iPhone camera, I record this way. If I wanted to turn the phone camera around and record the other way, I would literally have to hit stop, reverse the camera, and then hit play, and then use my iPhone app, merge the two so it can make it look like I did that. With Samsung, it already has that on the camera. Like I could be recording right now and then hit the switch thing on my camera, and it'll automatically switch and then switch back. And I was like, I had to Google that and was like, is that a feature? And they was like, no, you have to download an app for that. And I'm like, why am I downloading all these extra apps? Like, that's crazy. I don't want to have to do that. I want to do everything that I need to do at one time. I don't want to have to stop recording, turn it around, hit stop, record something else, turn it around. Like, that's extra steps. Why am I doing that? Okay. Also, when the iPhone, doesn't update, most of the time it's around this time of year because a new phone comes out. I've heard multiple times people say that their old phone works slower because iPhone wants you to eventually get the newer version, as opposed to Android. When it does an update, it does not do that. And I think for various reasons. For one, they are different manufacturers that make different Androids. So you have like the Pixel, Google, and then you have like LG, and then you have Motorola, and then you have TCL, I think now makes phones, and then you have Samsung. So it's not going to make all of that. Eventually, it might slow down because your phone become obsolete, but it doesn't do that every year. Like my sister was like, every time a new phone comes out and multiple people, the thing slows down. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because when Android has multiple updates per year, my phone never slows down. And it does it at a convenient time. It's like 2, 3 in the morning where I'm asleep. And it doesn't disrupt my day in case like my son calls me. You know what I'm saying? And then with muting sounds. So I try to mute the sounds on my text messages, but have them still pop up because I didn't want it to be disruptive while I'm working. If it pops up, my notification lights up, I can see that. I don't need the sound. So I hit mute, and then everything muted except for when I send, it still makes a noise. And I'm like, now if I'm trying to send this discreetly, I can't send it discreetly because it still makes a noise that I sent the text message. With Samsung, when I hit mute on a notification, everything mutes. It's no sound after it sends. It's no sound when it comes in. It's no sound that someone read it. It's none of that. Okay? Like, none of that. Okay? And then, no one that I've known that's had a Samsung phone has gotten hacked. Everyone that I've known that's gotten hacked on social media, Instagram and Facebook, even recently, my son's father only uses social media on his phone. He has an iPhone 11. He doesn't go on his MacBook and use it or anything like that. He got hacked. My sister's best friend has gotten hacked, and they have iPhones. No one I know that has Samsung has gotten hacked. Okay? Even my sister has gotten hacked when that big whole thing with the iPhones and the pictures, pictures and stuff were getting leaked. And what was it, 2015 or something like that? One of her phone was one of the victims of the phone. Not that her photos leaked, but a lot of them got deleted. So my niece, which she was between the age of being newborn and 1, half of the memories are gone for her. Even she had to download Google Photos as a backup. Okay. Also, Safari sucks. Okay. Nobody I knows likes Safari. Everyone that I know that has an iPhone downloads Google Chrome. So at the end of the day, outside of iPhone, iMessage, Apple Music, and AirDrop, why do you have this phone? And it's no bash to nobody, because everyone wants to be like, oh, you got a Samsung? Oh, the text message showed up green. Da, 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 da. And you can't react to text messages. Yes, we can. And it was like, and so when I broke everything down to my sister, she was like, she had changed her tone. She was like, oh, well, we have iMessage. Okay, that's one thing. What else? Even someone I knew in college, she was iPhone down. Always the iPhone, and I was like, because he takes pictures as a hobby. And I said, Samsung's cameras are better. And he was like, no, it's not. And I said, okay. And I took a picture of 2 different phones, and I sent it to him. And I was like, that's a Samsung camera. Didn't get a message back. Because y'all swear iPhone is better. And it's really not. I'm trying to tell you. Like, outside of FaceTime, which I can go and call somebody via Google Meets. So it's really the same thing. And Google has even made it so that people with iPhone can get it. Okay? So outside of y'all doing y'all little FaceTime, whatever, but now with like Google Meets and people using Messenger and WhatsApp and IG and Snapchat and all of those things, there's no point for, like, that's not even a feature that's worthwhile. So really, outside of Apple Music, if that's what you like, I've always used Spotify. Recently, I've used Amazon Music, which I stopped using, and I've used Apple Music recently. But when I played one song, after the one song, it stopped. Normally, like with Spotify, when I play one song, after that song, it gives me an option to have like radio play based off that song. I'm not sure if Apple Music does. I haven't even tried to look and see, and if it doesn't, that's unfortunate. But like outside of Apple Music and iMessage and AirDrop, there is nothing that you can tell me to make me want to get an iPhone again. Also, a lot of these games were made for iPhone users first and then come to Samsung. So it's a couple of games that I played, and it was like, if you do this daily, it sends you a message on Messenger, you get certain points. I've been playing this game forever on my Samsung. When I go open the thing on Messenger, click it to go to the daily, get my daily coins or whatever, it opens the app and gives them to me. I switched over to the iPhone. When I go into Facebook Messenger and click on a thing, it sends me to the App Store, to the app, and then it wants me to open the app. And then when I get to the app, it does nothing. It's been sending me coins talking about, we're sorry for the delay, for 3 weeks. Okay? Even just now, it's Bingo Bash, by the way. But that's one of the things. I have like Gardenscapes, all the other stuff like that. So I'm just saying, if you are team iPhone and you're discriminating because of that, then you might want to rethink your life, because Samsung is the better way to go. And now I'm not no way a partner or advocate. Okay, this is just based off of a observation that I've noticed in the past month and a half. So I'm switching back, because when I told my one boss, I said iPhone is basically a simpler version of the Samsung, and she stopped and was like, yeah, Samsung do be extra. And I'd be like, it really don't be. Y'all just don't. Just, if you don't know how to work a Samsung, just say that. Because everyone I know that knows how to work Samsung can easily work iPhone. Now the other way around, it's harder for y'all. Just say that. That's okay. But I'm going back to, and I'm getting the Samsung S24. Okay, Ultra probably. And that's all. Have a good day. Bye.